This playthrough is rated M for mature.
Greetings and salutations, viewers. Vauldemare back here with another episode of The Sinking City. In the last episode, we found a lot of dead bodies. We had to poke him a bit, but then we brought him, well, we told the information back to the gravekeeper. He took care of it, and we got a nice, sweet reward for it. We'll wear that later. But before we deal with the Graham and Brutus situation, let's learn a little bit about the town, shall we?
This commemorates all the brave researchers of Oakmont University who gave their lives in the cause of scientific knowledge.
Scientific knowledge! How do we... Ooh. Yeah, every time you go to one of these places, you have to find one of these little plaque things here. And you can go inside your mind palace! Here. Anyway, let's figure out just the little history of this place. Alright.
I can't do anything with this disease. You must stop the research and keep away from this rock. It's the best solution.
These aren't the cartoons I was expecting. Should have gotten, oh, what was his name from Pee-wee's Playhouse? It wasn't the cartoon genie.
Mr. Throgmorton doesn't care how many lives will be lost. You must find out the origin of this monolith. Continue.
The monolith? I mean, we could play Xenoblade, but that would, if I recorded that would take me like 1,000 episodes.
Oh. Here, Mr. Throgmorton. It's the third monolith to appear since the flood. Luckily, the university is relatively untouched.
Time to figure this out.
I think that's one, because it said something about healing the sick, and then he said don't, then the, well, he said it was the third monolith to appear. Maybe it's that one, then the sick, and then he said we shouldn't search into him anymore. Let me see what it said on that one again.
Mr. Throgmorton doesn't care how many lives will be lost. You must find out the origin of this monolith. Continue.
About people getting sick, which is probably because of the monoliths.
I can't do anything with this disease. You must stop the research and keep away from this rock. It's the best solution.
And this one just mentions the monolith, so I think this is first.
Oh. Here, Mr. Throgmorton. It's the third monolith to appear since the flood. Luckily, the universe...
I can't do anything with this disease. You must stop the research and keep away from this rock.
Mr. Throgmorton doesn't care how many lives will be lost. You must find out the origin of this monolith. Continue.
Throgmorton was researching the monoliths that appeared after the flood came to Oakmont. He was determined. Even deaths didn't stop him.
Yeah, it's kind of a... Hey now, don't show me that death stuff. Yeah, Throgmorton really wanted to know about the monoliths, so... I prefer learning about the monorail. Monorail. Anyway, let's go check out the rest. We only got a couple more to... I think it's only like 2 or 3 more. We have to... Well, I'll just go to the... Slowing down, game. Either that or my PS3's like about to... Or PS4 is about to like burn out. At least that's what it seems like. I don't know. You probably can't hear it, but every once in a while my PS4 will start going... Like all of a sudden during certain like scenes or games or something like that. Especially when I start recording. Maybe it's because it's putting extra stress on or something like that. But I feel like my PS4 is not much longer for this world. I don't know. I mean, it's still working, and although I noticed over the last couple of months, it's every once in a while it'll crash or something like that. I mean, that might depend on the game, but I feel like it's a case of overheating or something like that. So I don't know. It's probably from leaving it running for a long time while recording and stuff like that. But that's not what you want to hear about. You want to hear about the history. Now let me tell you about the history of 1812. But we'll do the most boring of the interesting parts. That's the problem about history. Is history I think is interesting, but a lot of people teach it like they only want to teach like the simple letters or simple numbers and letters of it instead of just like the meaning behind all that. So that's why a lot of people tend to find it boring. So that's why a lot of people don't want to learn it, or they find it such a chore. Because you just say, oh, you got to learn this date and this time when they did the thing, and that's it. So it's like I don't know. It's definitely a tough thing. I mean, you should read like okay, I didn't find any of those. Like maybe it's inside this place. Like I've read old-timey history books that just wanted to tell you straight up knowledge. They're pretty hard to read through, let me tell you. There was like one which was like a historical, like just a count of like numbers like before. I think it was like during the Civil War, like some historical Civil War books. Man, that took a hot minute to get through, let me tell you. Because all it has is just, it's not even like written like, it's written like a historical text, and it's like not, there's like, oh yeah, we were still supposed to get the, he's not even in here. We were still supposed to get the smuggler for that guy. You know, I almost forgot, even though we had to deal with Brutus and Graham, I almost forgot that the reason we were doing that is because he was needed to smuggle that dude out. He's not even in here. He's gone. He's gone. Was he ever there to begin with? Maybe not. Okay. I'm having trouble finding that historical sign. It's basically supposed to be a sign like the one in the previous area, so let me double check and see if that says in the casebook that I'm supposed to go. No, it says Fish Market, which is where I'm at. Eastern Shells, corner of Avenue, Benevolent Times. Benevolent Times. I'll look one more time and then I'll go off screen to see if I can find it. Maybe it's on the outside, but like I said, I don't want to spend like the whole episode. Oh, well, there it is. I just had to go outside.
The fish market you see now was sponsored by the generous Blackwood family and maintained by the Honorable Marsh family from Innsmouth.
Oh, good. Alright, let's go into Mind Palace and find out more details.
What are you doing? You can't just kill us all. That's our market.
You can't kill us all, that's our market. What? Interesting.
The Blackwoods will continue to support the Innsmouthers, and we expect the Marsh family to keep their word too.
Where's the other one? There's the one there. Is it downstairs? No, it's not. Huh, maybe it's outside. Like, usually you can kind of see the remnants of the little light that tells you where you gotta check next, but not seeing it. Where is it? Maybe it is in the basement. Maybe I just had to get closer to it or something. I wonder what people think, like, when you go into your Mind Palace. I kind of wonder what, like, people in the area, because you know they're watching going, what is that guy doing? Okay, it's gotta be in the oh, wait, is that it? Oh man, that was hidden. Holy crap. I could barely see it anyway.
Being good Christians, we're giving the Innsmouth refugees a chance to earn their bread. So pack up and leave the fish market.
Time to figure this out.
Okay, this is probably either the last or middle one because they want them to leave and then they threaten them. How about this one?
The Blackwoods will continue to support the Innsmouthers, and we expect the Marsh family
maybe
to
it's down the line, so
too.
Just first 1, 2, 3, that type of thing. A 1, 2, 3 punch, I tell you.
Being good Christians, we're giving the Innsmouth refugees.
What are you doing?
Like,
you can't just kill us all.
Not a good Christian.
That's our.
The Blackwoods will continue to support the Innsmouthers, and we expect the Marsh family to keep their word too.
The Innsmouthers took over the fish market with the help of the Blackwoods, who cut a tidy deal with the Marshes.
But then again, when you say that's not what it means to be a good Christian, when you do something like that, that tends to point out the last Scott fallacy or whatever it is, where you know everyone has to, all one type have to be this one person or whatever. But I don't know. Anyway, I'm not gonna go into more detail like that just because it's a bit unnecessary, and you know, people have been arguing the let's see, the church and the hospital. People have been arguing that type of philosophy and all that for generations, so you know, I'm just gonna leave well enough alone, especially for a man who's only slightly dabbled in the study of theology, whether it be Christianity and Judaism and some Hinduism. But it's minor at best. More of a sociology study. Sociology? Whatever. That type of study. But I haven't really studied that stuff in years, so I only know more of the book stuff part of it. And even then, that's very minimal compared to like others who make it their lifelong works and whatever. Should just call up a professor on a professor friend of mine on like while I'm recording to ask him questions about certain things. That'd be funny as hell. He wouldn't find it funny, but but I would. All right, where are we again? We're just gonna be if it's gonna be outside or if it's gonna be. Usually it's near like an entrance or something like that. No, it's not that. Well, first I guess we should just go to the front and then just see if there's anything there. And if there's nothing there, then we can go. Oh, well, there you go. There you go.
Hospital of St. Mary, founded 1862. Designed by B.A. Kaplan. Every life matters.
Rather be designed by B. Arthur. Alright, let's learn history. Yay.
I'll send whatever help I can, but there's no room here. We have our hands full.
We have no rooms at the end. Send your baby boy and your gold, frankincense, and myrrh, and get the hell out of here. No. Alright, where's the other? There's one. Well, I saw the one over here, but I thought I saw another one. So I could. Oh, there's one of the engines.
This way. Stay by the fire while I try to find you some medicine.
Okay, and what about this one?
New victims. And if the flood won't relent, there'll be even more.
Time to figure this out.
Maybe 1, 2, 3 like before?
New victims. And if the flood won't relent... This way. Stay by the fire while I try to find you some medicine.
I'm having a raging
I'll send whatever help I can, but there's no room here. We have our hands full.
The flood was sudden and hit the city hard. The hospital staff tried to help, but quickly ran out of room and medicine.
Yeah, well. And then at some point you have to decide who gets the medicine, because if you run out, you're going to help no one, you know, or you help the people with the worst problems before you help the people with like minor issues like skimps and scrapes, you know. I would not even want to think about being a doctor in an area where you have very minimal medicine. You have to decide basically who lives and who dies, you know. Like, do you do the impartial route where you just heal whoever, like you just heal whoever comes in, you know, the whole Hippocratic Oath, you help everyone, whoever comes in, or do you do the where you meter it out, where you help the people who have the worst conditions opposed to the weaker conditions, or do you heal the ones that have more skills, you know, do you heal the doctors first, the scientists and all these others, or you know, or do you heal the rich first and the ones who could provide probably more if you're helping them, you know, so forth and so on. It's a interesting conundrum. They've had I think they've had like major debates about this before, like on like in books and conferences and stuff like that. I've heard this topic brought up multiple times. You know, I've never actually had to explore this place yet. That's why it wasn't even on my map. I actually had to poke it there because it was like, I've never actually... Can you actually go inside? No, you can't. Let's see if anyone talks... Oh, or we can't get
in. The door won't budge.
Well, okay. Let's see if we can find... I have to go around. It might be something maybe story-wise. I have to go down here or something like that. Let's see. Up there. Really, we're not here to go inside anyway. We're here to like try to figure out where the mystery of this place, or the history of it. Oh, there it is, just right in front of us.
St. Michael's Church of the Burning Bush. Let the flame redeem your sins.
The burning bush, eh? Someone's been burning some bush while writing for this game. No. All right, let's. It's hard to take a game seriously or play seriously when they talk about burning bushes. Maybe it's supposed to be referencing Moses.
Burn the riches, and your sins will be burned with them.
Feed the sacred pyre.
I almost thought they said, burn the witches, burn them. I mean, that would have made sense, especially back in the olden times. Look at that, children. A woman can do math. She's a witch. Which is sad, but that's kind of true, actually. At least back in the day. Whee.
After death, flames will consume all. The sinners will burn, but the righteous will bathe in it like warm milk. Fire is the love of Archay.
I bet you guys just jump in lava because it tickles you, huh? It's alright, it's just lava. It doesn't instantly incinerate you even when you're in 10 feet of it.
Praise the holy fire. Praise the flaming K.
Okay.
Praise
Let's see
K.
what we have here.
Yay. I just may lay by the bay. What do you say? Praise K?
Feed the sacred pyre.
I assume it's just, most of these seem to be pretty straightforward.
Praise the flaming
it's usually
K.
just as is. 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
After death,
1, 2, 3.
flames will consume
A,
all.
B, C.
The sinners will
1, 2,
burn,
3.
but the righteous will bathe in it like warm milk. Fire is the love of Archay.
These fire worshippers are zealous. I wonder what other rites they use to glorify their flaming deity.
What do they do? But anyway, we get the reward for it. And we find St. Michael. Is it actually on my map now, or not really? I'll have to make a note of it for just, I don't know, mystery or something like that. I'll come back later. All right, with that out of the way, we can now finally do the plot again. I think we've done most of the. I think there's only well, we've done all the side cases that have to deal with outfits, but I think there's there's probably like 1 or 2 more side cases, and I think there's 3 or 4 major quests left, if I remember correctly. I had to take a look at something for earlier. I didn't look at like how the game ends or anything like that, but I looked at to see. I guess I think we have to go encounter Brutus for. Let's see, was Brutus here? Yeah, I think it was. I think Brutus is the one. Well, let me look at the casebook, see if that's where I'm supposed to go for sure. This far, Brutus refused to give the guests of the woods. I guess we could go see Graham. I think we're supposed to deal with. I think we're supposed to go to Brutus now that we've. Well, we're supposed to just get some information, right? So, well, let me go run into Brutus first and see. But anyway, I basically wanted to check and see how much longer I had in this game to kind of just give a general feel, like how many episodes and stuff like that. We're already pretty far into it, although half of the episodes of this game has been me kind of doing either side quests or dicking around, so, or dying and waiting for the ridiculous load times to load out. Yeesh. Minute per load time, cut all that out and you get a whole episode. Actually more than that, probably get like 3 or 4 episodes out of all the how long it took me to get through the load times or whatever. Oh well, what can you do? There's difference in certain game engines. Some are designed better than others. Well, it might not be just a game engine thing, it might be other such things, you know. Maybe you have to take out or weed certain features if you want to have like an open world games, but I don't remember. Yeah, I played a few open world games. I don't remember. I'm trying to remember. Most of them usually load times are pretty quick. Not like instantaneous, but you know, usually you're gonna get pretty good. Was it this? It was. Oh, it was in here. Okay. All right. Before we do this, though. All right. I think that's where I want to. Yeah, we're gonna save it right there. No reason at all.
Stop it.
Hey guys, can I go meet your boss? Or wait, was? Oh no, that was just supposed to. Oh man, dang it. That was just to meet up like where they were heading. Where was the actual? Oh, did I not mark the actual? Because this is crematorium, and that's the Carpenter Manor. I could have swore that like it was in this general area, but you know what? I think Now that I think about it, I wonder if I could just talk to him and ask him. Probably not. Nope. Actually, maybe the map has where his base is. That's the 7 Oaks. That's the Frogwares, and that's the manor there. Cemetery. Maybe we are supposed to, because yeah, I didn't actually mark down where Bruce's actual place is. Let's see. Maybe it's at one of the beginning ones. Fred's demand, he believes. Basement. Bruce's hideout. Western Salvation Harbor. On Callum Shore. Street between 7 Oaks and Salvation. Oh no, wait, didn't we? Wait, 7 Oaks. Okay, Callum Shore, 7 Oaks, and Skipper Road. Okay, maybe that makes more sense now. Okay. See, how far is that? That's. I might be able to just walk to it. Okay. Yeah, you know, now I was like thinking, it's like, you know, now that I think about it, I don't think I actually have I didn't actually mark his. Alright, come on, boat. Load up. Come on, boat, load up. Doesn't the boat usually the boat loads up pretty quickly. Come on, dude. I'm not swimming in the water. I'm not swimming with the fishes. Okay, fine, I'll go the other way. Fine. I'm good. Great gravy. I'll have to save it again when I get there, though. No reason. I haven't saved it in a while. I put this. One of the benefits of having a PS4 is, well, probably the Xbox does something like this too. Is you can put it on rest mode, so you can still turn off the system. It uses a small amount of power. Although I wonder if that's why my system has started heating up, just leaving the system on without like really giving it just a straight up cool down. Could be wrong. I don't know. I haven't really researched much into the technical aspects in a lot of game consoles, I'll admit. The only thing I'm aware of are like, you know, making sure not to play for like really long stretches of time, or at least let the system have some rest period or whatever. Cleaning out the system every once in a while as well, you know, stuff like that. Don't do the obvious stupid stuff that you would, you know, like closing up the fans, putting in here, you know, in certain areas where the wiring and stuff like that could get corroded, so forth and so on. Or at least I have a really strong feeling that it's just, yeah, it's not too far. At least I have a really strong feeling now that we've found everything. I think we are supposed to see Brutus. If not, I'm going to be very cross indeed. I'm very cross indeed. Well, no, I won't, but you know, slightly annoyed. Where was it? We were. Yeah, I'm kicking myself, feeling like I should have marked it down as soon as I left it. I should have made a note of where it was. You know, as soon as I stepped out, but I don't know why I didn't. You could tell me, and I wouldn't even be able to. Was that? Okay, good. Alright. Now I can save it. Alright, save that again. Alright, do you guys have anything to say?
You like it here, newcomer?
I think so.
Well.
Alright, let's. He was upstairs, right? Which room were you in? Is it over here? Or maybe it was that room. Oh, there you are. Aha! Brutus. I found a dead woman here. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention about that.
Funny thing. I found a dead woman in your basement. Now, I don't suppose you had your men kill her.
Quiet, you! You're scaring Mary. Look, she didn't die by my order, kid. Take my word for it. And the guilty have already been severely punished. Look, I have my shortcomings, but I don't hurt women or kids.
A man with a heart, with an honor code of goodness.
I know who's behind the attempt on your life, Mr. Carpenter.
And? Don't make me wait, kid.
What will you do once you're back? It was Graham. Graham should take over. Time to end this. What will you do once you're back?
First, I want to know what your plans are for when you resume as head of the family.
Everything will go back to how it was before. Tradition exists for a reason, kid. Besides, it's none of your damn business.
You're right about that. It was Graham.
It was your son, Graham. He got mixed up with some kind of cult. They helped him to create your doubles.
My son? You'd better be sure about this.
I am. He paid for your cremation. I found this letter in the cultist's lair. There's no doubt it was him.
Graham was in cahoots with these wackos? That's hard to take in. I mean, we've had our differences, but this...
I'm sorry, Mr. Carpenter. I don't mean to be rude, but there's still the matter of smuggling my client out of Oakmont.
Yeah, right. Okay, kid. You've done well. I'll keep my end of the bargain. Your man will leave the Borg tomorrow night. Tell him to be ready.
Thank you.
All right. And we, and by writing Graham out, we get the trophy and we get what we want. But was it right? Did we need to? Should we let Brutus just he said he's just go run things as normal, and yet people are afraid of him and everything like that. Maybe he will change his tune. Let the gods of change take over. As in, I'm just gonna reload it and do the Graham one. I mean, the only thing I won't be showing is what letters will appear afterwards. Like, you know, because, you know, after every major chapter is finished, it tells you, like, what has occurred afterwards. The reason I'm doing this is just to get the different trophies, because this one there's, like, this one, and there's a side quest I passed by before I already did that had a second trophy to it that I missed. Hopefully one of my saves is before that. If not, I don't think it would take me too long to do it if I want to 100% this. But it was during that the mirror thing for Throgmorton. When you deal with the mirror, you can let her keep the mirror, and if you finish the thing after that, you get a trophy for that too. So basically, this is one of those games where a few points in the game you need to make a manual save just so you choose one or the other, and then load and do the other one, and boom, that's it. So it's like here, that mission, there's like one other, I think, and then the finale, or the ending of the game. God, I forgot how long the load time takes if I manually load a save here. Next time, I keep saying next time I'm going to cut it, but it's because I started talking. I didn't even think about it, so. Alright, anyway. Wait, where did it pop me at? Bear popped me like into the general, okay. I was about to say, that would suck if it just popped me, like, completely in the other direction. You're just like, what the hell, game? Where? It was just farther down, right? I think. Now I'm trying to get my bearings again. Yes? I think it was, yeah. Should've just, I should've just manually marked it. Oh, here we go. Alright, Brutus. You know what? Your son may have done some weird and creepy things to depose you because of you and your ways, but I think Graham has a generally good heart, and I think he can fight back against the cult members. And you are a man of an old time. Change needs to occur and will always change. And I think it's time for the regime to have a new leader. Let's make sure to pull out our weaponry, if you know why. Let's just say things aren't going to go all nice and happy. Right.
I know who's behind.
Graham should take over. Time to end this.
You know, I met your son. I think it's time for a change in leadership.
Oh, whoops. Okay. And you got, whoop. And you get the trophy for killing The only problem with this one is that you may actually die, but yeah, you basically have to end up just straight up murdering all of Brutus's allies and everything like that. So I think the only problem is now we have to. Oh, I didn't know if they were actually gonna like attack me or what. I just like equipping the shotgun because it does so much damage. It's so awesome. Boom! And a fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Oh, dang it! Didn't kill him in one shot. Come on, man. Of course, the only problem with this is I have to use a lot of my items in this area. Alright, let's switch to the pistol. Oh, you know, I completely forgot that there's a stuff you can collect around here. See, I think there is. This is.
Yeah, top marks for quantity, but so much for quality. Even my gear's in better shape.
Alright, let's get out of here. I think now, because now that Brutus is dead, you're like, well, wait, how are we gonna get the guy out of there? Well, we just need to talk to Graham about that. We feel like he should be in charge, so we'll just leave the fake Brutus there and let him do whatever. He said he got a clone, though. That's the only thing is, like, you know, the cult helped him, but hopefully he'll, you know, won't let them manipulate him too far, right? It's not like anything bad happened for letting cults just do whatever. Anyway, but alright, well, I'll let it run a little bit, just a little bit longer, just because of the whole having to load it, having to do the load times and everything like that. So I do kind of want to see the conclusion of this today, since I took forever doing it. That seems to happen a lot. Like I almost feel like I should do mission. Well, it's too late now. What I should have done is just done a main mission until it got to a good like stopping point or the beginning of his thing, and then did side quests, and then after I do maybe like a couple, go back and just do a whole story plot, because we still got a few you know, major quests to do before the game is over. So sorry if you can hear me smacking my lips. I keep trying to like find ways to not do that, either like breathing heavy into the mic or smacking my lips, and I don't know, it just unfortunately it just happens. Like I'll be listening to recordings and I'll be like, oh, I'm smacking my lips again, or I'm breathing heavily into the mic. And I try to find ways to not like do that, if that makes sense, but oh well. Well, maybe if I had a better mic, it'd probably be able to easier to cut that out.
Tell me why you tried to kill your father.
What are you talking about?
I know all about your plan. I have proof. Just level with me.
I knew you weren't just a worker. Look, I'm not proud of what I did. He's my father. But he was a terrible, terrible man. Crime has always been my family's business. I want to change that. I want to help people. But he will never stand for it.
So that's how it is.
My father sent you here. Am I right?
Yeah, you're right. I'm Charles Reed.
I can change this city, Mr. Reed. But to do that, I must be the head of the Carpenter family. I need to have that influence. I'll pay you if you need. But please, listen to your conscience. Brutus will not change. He harms so many, he must die.
I assume I was probably supposed to talk to him first before doing the deed, but eh.
Actually, I do need something. In exchange, can you smuggle a man out of the city?
Ah, I can. If that's what you want, I'll arrange everything.
Well, I already took care of him off screen because I'm a bloodthirsty man.
Your father is dead, Mr. Carpenter. You're the head of the family now.
This brings me no joy. But thank you. You made the right choice. A noble choice, despite what it entailed. I had to kill my father twice. I had to ask you to stain your hands too. But the guilt isn't yours. I take the blame entirely.
It's all right, Mr. Carpenter. Now, will you help me?
Of course I will. I'm in your debt. Thank you once again.
Goodbye, Mr. Graham. Take care of yourself. Hopefully you don't let the cult control you. Alright, so with that done, I think all we have to do is just talk to go back and talk to the dude and the basement. So we have to head to the fish market. What's my time at? I don't want it to last too much longer. All right. Well, we dealt with a crime lord and let his son take over. Hopefully, his son has a better idea about running things as his dad did. The young guard doesn't always have the best ideas, but change had to happen. So, in the next episode of The Sinking City, his influence will get the smuggler out. We'll finally get to the next step of our journey. Hopefully, we'll have no more side quests or side tangents, right? Find out next time in the next episode. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.